Very good afternoon to everyone joining us today. Colleagues, my name is IK. I'm coming live to you from Johannesburg, and I have my colleague here, Musa Similani. Musa Similani is also coming live to you from Johannesburg. Colleagues, we just want to say thank you so much for taking our time to join today's session. The session today is quite interesting because we're actually coming with a little bit of twist. We had the request form, the attendees, and we are adding just a little bit of twist to it, and we're actually going to see what that twist looks like towards the end of the session. Today also, colleagues, we are still in the report series. Remember, we have done a whole lot of report compiling of school achievement. We've talked about subject year-on-year comparison. We've talked about a whole lot of them. You can also visit our DDD YouTube channel and also go back to those report series whenever or whatever you want to find out from them. Today, we are talking about also one of the reports which has to do with promotion statistics report, and we are going to be unpacking what this report looks like. We've also invited the second level curriculum and also the school level, so we'll be speaking in line with all these three designations. Colleagues, before we start, moving straight to the subject of the day, right? And it's the Triple D dashboard report series, which we are looking at promotion statistics report. What are our learning objectives? We have three learning objectives that we are actually deriving towards in the course of this session. This is our three learning objective. The first one is to be able to understand how to analyze the promotion statistics. So one of the parameters, one of what we're actually going to be looking at is the promotion statistics. And it's why I actually invited those levels that I invited is at the provincial level, you'll be able to see the schools that make up the province individually, their promotion statistics. If you're actually at a district level, you'll be able to see the whole schools under your district, right? And their promotion statistics. If you're at a school level, you'll be able to see your learners, the promotion statistics of your schools, the learners in your school, right? That's why we actually invited the three levels that was invited. The next objective is being able to compare the school's promotion statistics, and this applies to those at the district, second district level and above. So you'll be able to compare, the promotion statistics within different schools, right? And the beauty of it is that if you're at a district level, this information sits in this report. So you are not calling maybe 2 or 3 reports to get it. Everything sits in this report and it's differentiated by the school. So individual schools, you see the names, you see the promotion statistics, and that would be able to help you now drill down and zero down to say which are the schools that require support, that the promotion statistics is not at par or where we want it to be. Hence, we are now releasing intervention support planning towards how to, change that narrative, right? It helps us to compare the schools' promotion statistics. Last but not the least is it also helps us to understand how to convert promotion statistics data to visual representation. And this is the twist that I'm talking about. We are going to be looking at when we have done the filtering, when we have looked at this information. Now, we got a lot of request from the attendees to say, we want to start knowing, we have looked at filtering. We are now, and I'm not saying everyone is conversant with filtering, but people are saying, we know filtering. And now how do we take it to the next level? We want to start making this visualization. We want to start turning those data, those templates that IK always talk about, put this information on the template. How do we now extract the data on that template into an Excel document and convert that to a bar graph where we can visualize this in bar graph? We are actually going to be talking about that, colleagues, and we are actually going to be including that in our subsequent report. So we also empower everyone here with that skill. If you don't know them, we just empower you. So when you look at these reports, you can be able to convert these reports to to this visual representation that you can use in your SMT meeting, in your circuit meeting, in your district meetings. How do we actually do that, right? Now, moving right along, the focus area and what reports are we going to be using? The report we are going to be using is the promotion statistics report, as I said earlier on. That is the report of the day that we're actually going to be using. And where can we find this report? At which level? I have actually alluded to this earlier on. This report can be gotten from the provincial level down to the school level. From the provincial level down to the school level. Remember, we are actually picking reports, first of all, from provincial level, reports that you can actually get from the dashboard at a provincial level down to the school level. Then when we have exhausted that, then we'll go from the district. We have exhausted that, we'll now go to reports that you can see at the second and the school level. That's the last phase. Remember, we are still in the report series. So this report, as I said earlier on, you can actually get this report from a provincial level down to a school level. Okay, now moving right along. The next thing is, we know that we can get this report from a provincial level to a school level. The next question that comes is, how do I locate this report on the dashboard? Now, if I'm a subject advisor, if I'm a district director, if I'm EMIS, if I'm a school principal, if I'm an educator, an administrator, how do I locate this report, right? Now, depending on where you are, the report is still at the same level, right? Now, when I say the same level, I mean the location of the report is at the same level, not the information. So the location of the report on the dashboard is at the same level. So immediately, the first thing is you go to your dashboard. You log in, immediately you log in, you click on the report. Click on the report. Immediately you click on the report on your landing page. You see what I'm seeing here. Now, on this, the first thing you see is the institution summary, right? You skip it, you scroll down until you go to the learner achievement. Remember, we've been engaging this since the beginning of the dashboard report series. We've been engaging the learner achievement, the reports under the learner achievement that can be seen from a provincial level down to a school level. Now, when you are here, you scroll down here, you scroll down straight to here where you see promotion statistics report. You see the promotion statistics report. Now, listen very carefully here, right? From a provincial level down to a circuit level, from a provincial level down to a circuit district level, once you engage this report, you will see this dialog box. What is this dialog box? This dialog box saying? It's saying that you are going to have this report scheduled, right? You would not be able to, it's not those reports that you download and immediately it starts downloading. No, it's a scheduled report that is going to send a notification email to you, right? It's going to send a notification email to you. Immediately you click on continue here. It sends a notification email to you, right? In a matter of a few minutes, it sends a notification email to you. Now, when it sends that notification email, then you click, it will ask you for your username and password. It goes through as if you're logging onto the dashboard. It asks you for a username and password. You click, immediately it downloads the report. However, if you're at a school level, you can download the report immediately. It's not going to be a scheduled report. So I want us to understand, if you are not at a school level, this is what you are going to be seeing. But if you're at a school level, you won't see the scheduled report. It downloads it immediately if you're at a school level. I hope we understand that. Now, this is where we get the report under learner achievement. Now, the next slide, and remember, if you're at any level, from a provincial to a school level, the same location is where it is. The only difference is if you are from a provincial level to a second district level, you will get a scheduled report on like this dial-up. But at a school level, the report downloads immediately. Okay, now moving on to the next slide. Now, we've talked about this. We've talked about the location of the report. We've talked about a different level, how can we download this report? The next thing now, because we know where we can get the report, how we can download the report, at which level it's going to be scheduled report, at which level you are going to get it almost immediately. Now, the next one is, what are the information available in the promotion statistics report? And remember, what we put here is not everything. We just picked those important things and we put, but also we'll be able to see the report and see what the report entails. Now, permit me to go to the next slide. What this slide is saying, it's giving us the information on the promotion statistics report and the information description. So remember, this is just what we've put together that explains this. Now, for promotion, it says learners who have met the minimum requirements to pass the grade/term, right? Now, progressed means learners, excluding grade R, who have not met the requirements but have been allowed to pass the grade/the term. Retained is learners who have met the requirement but held back in the grade. I'm sure that we know this description, but we are actually just putting it down for those that actually have forgotten or don't really know what the information description is. Now we go to not promoted. Not promoted here, we said learners who have not met the minimum achievement requirement for the grade and term. Now, for pass percentage total is the combination of the promoted and progressed learners. For failed percentage total is the combination of the retained and not promoted learners. And also the unknown are learners who have no promotion statistics. So the status of the promotion, we don't have the promotion statistics. We're also going to be seeing the unknown there, right? So when you see this information, you just match it with the descriptions that we have here so you can better understand. And also for those that are not here live, they will be able to also join, engage with the slides and understand what the information means. Colleagues, permit me to go to the next slide. Now, remember I said this report is actually at a provincial, a district, a circuit, and a school level. And the information that we see, in these different levels, they differ, right? At a provincial level, what you are seeing in the report is different from what you're seeing at a district level. It's different from what you're seeing at a circuit level. It's different from what you're seeing at a school level. A provincial level is going to be showing you a compilation of all the schools in all the districts, their promotion statistics, right? A district level is going to be showing you all the schools and the promotion statistics in that district. A circuit is going to be showing you all the schools in a circuit and the promotion statistics. Now, a school is going to be showing information, promotion statistics of learners in that particular school that you are actually viewing the promotion statistics report. I hope we're able to understand the different levels. Now, what we are showing, we didn't want to show you from provincial to district to circuit, so we just picked district and school view for the purpose of this session today. District and school view. Now I'm going to be showing you the promotion statistics for district view. Now, when you download this report, this is what we are actually seeing. Remember, I said it's going to show you the province, the region, the district, the circuit cluster, the EMIS, and the school. Can we see at a district, it shows you different schools. This is a school, the total. The next one is the secondary school total. These are the schools that sit in the district. It's going to show you information based on school. And also, let's understand that it's showing you the promotion statistics report by pass rate and by gender. So it's showing you two tabs, by pass rate and by gender. Now let's go to the next tab. Exactly what I said, by pass rate and by gender. So once you've looked at the promotion statistics, you've seen how many was promoted, how many was retained, how many was progressed, and all that. You can say, I want to know this information based by gender. How many of the learners that are male that are promoted, how many that are female that are promoted, based on the progress numbers, how many are male, how many are female. Remember what I always said, we actually track different data set. We actually track different information. Some school A might be tracking something different from school B. District A might be tracking something different from district B. So we've actually put it by pass rate and also by gender. And remember, when we do our analysis, we need to analyze until we get to the root cause. So when you try to get to the root cause, you are not going to engage with this report alone. But I'm going to stop here before I go to the analysis per se. What we are talking about is the report and the information that is in the report. Remember, it's by pass rate and by gender. And what we are viewing is the promotion statistics report at a district view. Okay, now moving on to the next slide. These are also the information that we see. You see, it gives us the quintile. It gives us the quintile of each schools. Like you see, the primary is quintile 3, the secondary is quintile 4. That's how it goes down to see the whole, and it gives you the whole grade. It gives you the whole grade. So you are viewing this it's a complete promotion statistics per school. A complete promotion statistics per school. So you might say, I want to filter down to a particular school, right? Or I want to filter 2 schools and compare. Remember, one of our objectives is to be able to compare schools' promotion statistics at a district level, right? Or at a circuit level. You want to compare 2 of your not so good performing school. You want to make sure, because those schools are highlighted by you, you want to track their promotion statistics, right? Because you have also actually put out plans, interventions, and you want to monitor to say those interventions that have been put down, did it actually resolve what it has been created for? So you are actually tracking, so you can compare those schools. And now you see the the promoted data, it summarizes with the total, both here and here, right? Now it gives you the promoted, it gives you the progressed, right? On the flip side here, it gives you the not promoted and the retained. Now it gives you the unknown, and we are going to be talking about all of that, right? Now, let's move forward. We have looked at the district view. Now let's look at the school view. As a principal, as an educator, right? When you're sitting at your school and you want to look at the promotion report, you are not going to be seeing what we've just shown you now. You're going to be seeing a different report, and the different report speaks to just your school. And I'm just going to go to the next one, and this is what we are seeing here, right? Remember, it gives you the clusters, right? It gives you the cluster, then it gives you your particular school. That's the school. You are not seeing anything. You are seeing just that school. The information of that school is what you are seeing, right? And this is a secondary school, right? Now, when we look at this secondary school, can we see the quintile? This secondary school is from grade 8 to grade 12. Remember, this is a promotion statistic. So it's actually a promotion stats that have the promoted, progress, failed, and retained, and also the unknown. Now, we have the number of learners that actually wrote. Can we see per grade? And the total is this. Now we have, based on these learners, how many were promoted, right? Based on these learners, how many were promoted? Now, after we have looked at the numbers, based on these learners, how many were progressed? Can we see that the promoted is lower than the progressed? Now, based on this, as I said, when you analyze, and you get an information. Now we have seen that the progressed learners is actually higher than the promoted, right? Now, how do we fix this? How do we fix this, right? Now, we need to look at who are these progressed learners. Now we are going deeper. Who are these progressed learners in this school for grade 8? They're actually very high, right? Now, who are the progressed learners? Now, another report that can help us to actually go deeper on this is the learner chart report. The learner chart report. I'm sure that we know this report. Now, the learner chart report will give us the names of these progressed learners. It will also give you the subject performance of these learners. Now, we can also look, what are the subjects that are actually preventing these learners to be promoted? I mean, to be promoted instead of being progressed. What subject are they not doing well? Now, when we have a compilation of these reports, we are going deeper to the root cause to say what is actually going on. But remember, this report tells us the problem statement. This report tells us the problem statement. Now we are sitting with the problem statement. We want to now analyze and go deeper to say, what are the underlying issues? What is making the progress learners for grade 8 go very high? I'm just picking grade 8 here. Remember also what I always say when I have this session is don't rely so much on the parameters, maybe grade 8, rely so much on understanding the process that I'm giving out here. How do I do this? Rather than what am I using? What parameters am I using? How do I do this? So when you sit, you might not be analyzing a grade 8. You might be analyzing a whole school. You might be analyzing a different school, right? So if you understand the process, it will be very easy for you, right? Now, so when we look at this, we see it's very high. Now, when we look at the numbers, right? 429. 33.10 is promoted, 61, right? Almost double of the promoted are progressed. Now look at the total. Now remember, we have 5.83 also that are not promoted. Now when you add all of this, it will give you 100%. When you add the promoted, the progress, and the not promoted, you get 100%. Now, let's talk about the unknown. So when we go through the filtering, we'll also be able. Now, some of the information, when we look at the district view, we see some of this information. However, here, we don't have any unknown. Now, when we see the unknown, what does the unknown mean? The unknown means those learners that do not have promotion status, that do not have promotion data. Now, when a learner moves from a school, from school A to school B, mid-year, right? Now, that learner moves to that school. Now, that present school that learner is, for the previous year, that learner was promoted, but they don't have the promotion status in the new school. Now, imagine if a learner moves from one school to two schools to three schools. The only school that have the promotion status is school A. School B, school C was not involved in the promotion, so they don't have the promotion status. That is where we see unknown. So those learners that we do not have the promotion status. So I just want us to understand this, right? Now, when we go to the filtering and when we go to the bar graph, we will see how all of this, how can we put it in a visualization form where we can look at this and it actually means something. It talks to us, right? All we are seeing here is numbers. Now, how do we convert these numbers to graphs? We are actually going to be talking about it today. Now, moving along to the next slide, how to filter. We have looked at this information, we have seen them, we have known that, there's a whole lot of information there. Now, the next thing is, how do we filter to that information that we're actually looking for based on what we are tracking at our district, at our province, at our school level, or at our circuit level, as the case may be. You might be a subject advisor, you want to check how your subject is doing, right? And your subject is also influencing, promotion statistics. Your subject is influencing progress learners. Your subject is influencing retained learners that are not promoted, because it's when the subject is actually doing well that you have the learners that are actually registered for that subject doing well. Now we have a balance or a good numbers of learners that are promoted. But also, we are just saying this, we need to actually engage the data to see where is the problem coming from, right? And also it will also help the subject advisor have those planning strategy meetings that they have with the school principal, the educator, and some of the times the circuit managers involved, right? Now, how to filter. Now, if you have been with us in the report series, I am sure, I want to believe that you are a guru. in filtering, because we have talked about this a long time. So if you have not gotten this skill, please visit our previous report series. We always talk about how to filter. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm confident to say that if you have been joining us for a while, I'm sure you would be a guru in how to filter. Remember, if you don't practice, practice makes perfect. If you rely on this session and after this session you don't go back to it, I don't know. But if you are diligent and you actually go back to it and the reports and try to do what we have just talked about here, I am sure those are the cohorts of people that I'm saying are actually gurus now in how to filter. Now, moving forward on how do we filter this report? And remember, the report that I'm using here is the district view. So those district officials, subject advisors, the circuit managers, and all that, you'll be able to use this to filter. Now, the first step is highlight the row as demonstrated below. And I always say, when you highlight, make sure the end to end is highlighted, because if it's not, you will not have the accurate information that you're actually drilling into. So make sure end to end of this tab, the sub tab here, is highlighted. Remember, it's the tab with the sub names on each column, not the first one, the second one here, right? That's what you highlight. Make sure it's done end to end. The next thing here is you click on data. And that is what we do here. After data, you click on filter. Immediately you click on filter. What are you saying now? Every of these columns, the drop-down arrow would appear. The drop-down arrow would appear. Now, when this drop-down arrow appears, it's telling you now this table, this Excel table, it's ready to be filtered. Now, what is the essence of filtering? The essence of filtering is taking off those data. I won't say irrelevant data, because it is relevant to whosoever is engaging in the information they want. So a data is not relevant to you because it is not what you want to see. So what the purpose of filtering is hiding those, taking those away and concentrating on those information you want to see. And that is based on what you've asked the Excel document to do for you. Now, this Excel document is saying this information is ready to be filtered. What do you want to see, right? Now, based on this, immediately you might say, I want to see just maybe learners that are actually progressed. I want to see from highest to lowest. I want to see a particular school. Maybe you know the school. You can come here and you can highlight this and you can go on the school. We didn't want to put a whole lot of slides here because we have a whole lot of slides in our Triple D Dashboard YouTube channel talking about filtering. So you can go back to them if you still want to know the process. But this is just the process that I'm just giving you. But we didn't say, lowest to highest, highest to lowest. We didn't go where we say, or we want, you can go back to that and be able to get it. But once you have done this, then you can now filter. And filtering is based on what you are tracking. Are you looking for information of a particular school? Once you come here, you deselect all and you select and you go to the school. All this information is in our subsequent webinar slides, right? Now, you go to them or you go to the video and you watch the video and practice. You want to base your information on a particular school or you want to compare two schools. And it's fine. Or you want to say, no, I am not looking for the password. I want to know how many male and female are being progressed. That is what I am looking for, based on gender, progression based on gender. Now, once we get the numbers of male and female, now I want to know who are these male, who are these female. I want to know their names. Remember the Puppy Act. You will not be able to know their names if you don't have access to personal information. So if you are seeing a session number on the names, then you don't have access. But I'm sure the school principals and few of the district officials would be able to see this, right? Remember also on the Puppy Act, we say, if you feel your job entails you, right, to see it is linked to seeing this personal information, then you request for the user access form, you put this information down, and you motivate why you need that. It needs to be approved by your line manager, and then there's a representation of, in every province, there's a triple D representative that actions this. However, if you don't have Joy, you can contact the help desk. They would help you to confirm who that person is in your province and how you can get in touch with that person. And this access will be given to you, and you'll be able to see the information, right? Moving. So based on this interaction and filtering that is done here, remember I said you cannot filter without having a template. You need to have a template. This template is the information you filter, you put them out in the template. Now, the template that I've also brought out again, remember I always say this template, you can re-edit them. You might change things around. This is just an example that I'm giving to you, right? Now, based on what we are seeing here, we are looking at schools progression statistics. Now, at a district level, right? At a district level, maybe the district director is just like, I know a couple of district directors that do this analysis, right? They call me, IK, I am looking at my schools. I need to understand, they ask questions, and we actually talk about this. Curriculum officials also, they do this. That I know for sure. So what they do is that they look at this information, this report, the promotion statistics report, and they now put the schools. You see, the first thing is the schools, right? Now they put the schools and they put the progress learners. Now, the progress learners, the promoted learners are not promoted. Now they look at the numbers. Is this higher than this? Is this higher than this? Right? The normal thing is that we want this column. We want this column to be the highest. That shows that we are doing the right thing. But when we have this column being the highest or this column being the highest, we need to know what are the reasons. And remember, this table here just gives you the problem statement. It gives you the high-level problem statement. Now, as I said, you want to see the names of the progress learners, you now have to look at the learner chart. You download also the learner chart. You please go to our Triple D YouTube channel. You might be asking, where do I get the learner chart? What is the learner chart? Go to our Triple D YouTube channel. We actually have information on the learner chart because we've utilized that report also in the webinars. Engage that report. Then you will now see the personal information of these progress learners. Who are they by name? Remember, you might not be able to see the names if you don't have the POPI Act. Right? Now, once we have done this, we have filled this information. Once we have filled this, the next thing now is with this table, because this table is not in Excel. Now, we need to transfer this information into Excel. And I've made this because we are going now straight through how to create a bar graph. I've made it very easy because this can be a bit confusing. Colleagues, the bar graph can be done in so many ways. But what I've done is I've just done a basic approach to it. Now, the information that we have gotten from this analysis that we have engaged the school, the promotion statistics report, the information based on this template that we have. Now, we are going to copy this information to an Excel document, because once you put this, people will not release it. Some people, they are very visual by nature. When they see things in a visual form, right, they start understanding. That's why you see the dashboard is actually also in a visual form, right? You see now, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to enable you to start engaging with the Triple D report, the dashboard report. Don't see any report and run away from there. No, those reports are for each and every one of us. Those reports means something. That's why we are taking our time to go through those reports one after the other, because those reports are being analyzed for you and me to use in order to increase our learner performance or improve our learner performance, as the case may be. Right? Now, based on this, now how to create a bar graph, that information, you can put it. So I decided to make it 2 rows. We can put 4 rows or 5, but I'm making it very easy. Because if you know the simple way, you can now go to the complex way, right? Now, You put the grade. So I just said the grade and progress learners by numbers. And this is by no way from any, I just guessed and put this information there. It is just an example to show you, right? You can also say you are putting promoted and retained. It depends. But first of all, let's start with these two. Now, remember a fresh Excel sheet. You put it in a fresh, please don't use the report. Don't put it on the report because it's going to change the values of the information on the report. Create a new sheet. Ways to create a new sheet. If you don't want to go to a new Excel sheet, on that report, just click on this plus tab here. Once you click on this plus tab, a new Excel sheet will come up, right? But to be on the safe side, because you might go to the old one, open a new Excel sheet or document, a fresh one. Now put those information from those templates that you have used, put those information here. Now immediately you have done this, right? The next thing is, the first step is create an Excel document below, just as we have seen here. The next thing, once you have created this, is highlight the data, excluding the header in the Excel table as demonstrated below. You don't highlight this. Highlight from the information, excluding the header, right? Immediately you highlight it. The next thing again you do is you click insert. Remember, it's highlighted already. You click insert as demonstrated below. Insert. After you've clicked insert, the next thing you do is you click on the bar graph symbol as demonstrated below and select any graph to use. This is the bar graph symbol. You click here. Once you click here, this drop down will come up. Now, colleagues, these are all bar graphs that can be used, different designs. It depends on what you like. I always like the first one because it's simple and easy to understand. As I said, you might not like what I like, but just choose anyone. But the process, remember, it's not what I choose, it's the process that you need to understand, right? Now, after you have clicked on this, this comes down. Remember, this is still highlighted while you are doing this, right? Now, the next thing is I clicked on the first one. It says click on the bar graph symbol to select graph as demonstrated below. Remember, I said I like the first one. This is the first one. And then this is what it shows me. And I'm going to do a live demonstration so you actually see what I have just shown you, right? Now, based on this, you can now, this is the bar graph based on this information. This is the grade, and this is the progress learners based on bar. You can change, you can beautify this, you can change, but those are advanced. I just want us to understand this. Let's take it one step after the other. We know some people are at a different level, but let's also try and accommodate those that are actually seeing this also for the first time. So you can go back after this session and download the report, do your analysis and also try converting it to a bar graph, right? So this is what it is, right? And I'm going to show you through the live demonstration how a whole lot of things can be done. But before we go to Q&A, permit me to stop sharing. What I want to do now is, colleagues, I just want to call up the report, one of the reports that I'm talking about, and the report is actually the school report. I'm just trying to say, let's look at this and just, when we look at this, we now understand what this information is all about, what we have just talked about today. What is it all about? I'm still trying to get the reports. Permit me, sorry. I'm just trying to get the report so we can be able to look at them. And the report is actually the school level report, right? And I'm just going to go straight to it. However, the school level report, we don't need to, it doesn't have a whole lot of information for you to actually filter, but I'm just going to use it as an example, right? Now, based on this, remember what I said. You highlight here, You highlight here, make sure it is highlighted end to end, which is it has. Highlighted end to end. Then remember data, from data, filter. Can we see? Now, what I am saying, I might say, I want to see information for grade 4, for grade 9 only. I deselect this and I check grade 9 and I say, okay, can we see? I'm just seeing grade 9 alone. Now, what filtering does is that it takes those other information that you don't need at the point in time, because every information is useful, but the one you don't need at that point, it hides them. And then it highlights only what you need. Then you can do that's the same way. Remember I said, understand the process. Don't understand the parameters that I'm using. Understand the process. So at a district level, at a provincial level, this is how you can filter also, right? Based on your filtering, here we can also see that the promotion is lower than the progress learners for grade 8, right? We can also see the promoted. Can we, not promoted. Can we see? So this and this, it's a worry, but we might say, a school might say, let's look at our progress learners first, right? This information is a problem statement. It doesn't give you much. Now, let's look at what report from the dashboard can further break this information, progress learners, can break it down. And that is the learner chart report, which gives us who are these 52.47. We know them by name. It gives us their name. It gives us the subject performance. Now we can now go to another level again to say, based on these learners, right? How is, if that learner is not performing well in the subject per se, we might go down to say, who is the educator? Right, we can look at what is the specific, speciality of this educator. What is the educator specialized in? What subjects did the educator do in school? How many years has the educator been teaching? What are the other learners' performance that is actually being taught by this educator? So there are different ways to analyze. It will be, the reports would assist you when you analyze this. Colleagues, please allow me to stop sharing. The next thing before we go, I am watchful of the time. The next thing before we go to Q&A is, permit me to just show you how we can now turn this into bar graph. Permit me to show you how we can turn this into bar graph. So the information, let me say, you remember, you see I have put promoted, but let me hide this. Let me hide this and say, I don't want to use this. Let me hide this. Now, I have just two information. Remember exactly what I taught you. You highlight. Don't highlight from here. Don't highlight from here down. No, I said highlight without the header. Now I highlight this, right? Now, the first thing we said on how to create a bar graph is click on insert, right? Now, remember the next thing is this graph, the bar graph symbol. You click on it. Remember, this was the one I chose. But if you choose this, you can choose anyone, right? You see, you can choose anyone. The graph changes. You can choose anyone. You can choose anyone, but I chose the first one. Can you see? This is a graph based on this. We can beautify it from here, but I'm not going technical. I'm just going to be simple. Now, you can say, what are we looking at, right? You can change this slide. You can change this chart title by two ways. You can click here, you can right click, and you can go straight to this and just say you want to select data, right? It's a longer process to change this. You click here and you can say, okay, what I'm saying, I want to say, okay, this is progressed learners. And you say, okay, right? Once you click, you click here and then immediately, you just click here and you say, select this and you click edit. and then you type progressed learners. I'm showing you the hard way. I'm showing you the hard way. This is it, right? But the easiest way, don't even bother going to click right, select data, edit. Let me change it back to chat type, and I'll tell you the easiest way to do it. Chat title, sorry, right? You say okay, and you say okay. It has gone. The easiest way to do this, colleague, is just click here and click, sorry. You click here. Oh, wow. What just happened now? Just going to go back. Sorry about that. Then once you click, I'll go back. Once you click here and you just go back, you delete this, and just click on, just type progressed learners here. And you take your cursor out. That is it. Right? The other way. So why am I showing you the other way? There are so many ways to go about the bar graph, but I'm showing you the easy way. You can also say here and say, I want these lines. I don't want these lines. I want these lines to go off. And I'm going to stop here. You click here. You see, once it has shown this little things here, you click on delete. You see, it's gone. There are a lot of things to do, colleagues, but I'm going to stop here because I don't want to confuse us. I know a whole lot of people are maybe more skilled in this, but I know a whole lot of us too would not be able to do this. So please, let's stop here. Follow the process on how to create the graph. If you can create the graph, then it is fine. You have actually gotten yourself a new skill. Subsequently, when you join our subsequent webinars, we'll be taking it a step further, but we'll also be careful not to confuse anyone. Colleagues, I'm going to stop here. Permit me to stop sharing and go back to the slide where I call on Musa. Musa, is there any questions so far?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ike. Not a lot in the way of questions. I guess our colleagues were really paying attention to the session. The questions that have come up have more to do, or actually there is one that we can look at here, but let me attend to the first question that comes up that Yankee has attended to from Muhammad Sheikh, and they're just asking about the recording. And I do want to reiterate what IK said, colleagues, for the recording and the slides to this webinar will be sent to the email that you used to register. It's possible that the email might end up in junk. But if you're still not finding it in the next day or so, please contact our help desk. It will be our absolute pleasure to get that to you. And as you can see from the slide that IK has put up, there is our help desk over there. Then there's a question that has more to do with what we're talking about from Sandra Brown, and she says, is it possible to pass the recording on to the circuit managers? Again, I guess it's a question around the recording. Yes, Sandra, we don't stop you from doing that. As soon as you receive the link with all the items, you can simply forward them on your email address to the circuit managers that you want to send this to. It is our intention for us to share the information that's here. But other than that, IK, not seeing any other question. Oh, I spoke too soon. Here's a new question from Usiolo Maegi. So they're saying, I attended almost all sessions, but I'm not giving any presentation as promised. Usiolo, I have to be honest and speak about my surprise to that, because as I'm saying, it's very automated. The way we send the invites is the same way that we send the recordings after the session. If you've gotten the invite, you should have gotten the session, unless you're getting the invite from a third party. But if that's not the case, as I've mentioned, please go into your email and search in junk. But if that still doesn't resolve the issue, as baffled as we are, we still would like to assist. If you could just contact our help desk and we'll get those items to you. Let me check again, IK, before I say there are no more questions. It does seem like there aren't any questions. So colleagues, at this point, thanks for that, Yankee. Yankee has now launched the polls. If you could just attend to those, especially since we have a new process that we're talking about here. These polls will be very important to us colleagues to ensure that we've reached you. And if you do have a question and would rather not type, you want to raise your hand so we can give you the mic, this is a good time to do so. And as I can see here, I do have a hand raised from Nita Mugen. Nita, okay, she's pulled her hand back. I guess she wasn't intending to actually ask a question. So with the polls in place and no questions at this point, IK, I have to divert to you, and maybe I will get your attention should another question come up. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Musa. So colleagues, there are two things when I don't get questions. It's a bit of mixed feeling, right? So it's either one that I was very explicit, and please comment if that is the case. I'm very explicit and you understood almost everything, because you might not be able to understand 100% everything. I was too explicit, or, I might be confusing you more. So please let's know, because silence to me means either of them, right? So if you understand, also put it in the chat to say, I understand everything. But the bigger task is what happens next. Now, what happens next is we need to go, we need to engage the report, we need to download the report, we need to start going through the process of what we have just discussed here. Because remember, if we don't practice, we would never be perfect. We would never understand. It will not sink in. So let's go, let's practice, let's understand, and let's, so please engage. Tell me if it's clear, say it. You understand? So I know we are here to serve you. We are here to, bring something to you. So if it's not clear, let us know. If it's clear, let us also know. If it's not clear, tell us why, and we would actually improve on that. Yeah, Musa, over to you. I can see some interactions there.
Great stuff. Thanks, IK. So let me just start with a word of thanks here from Anton. What he has basically said, oh, my apologies, it's actually got that. Actually from Alton on Tong, they've said the presentation was clear and informative. Thank you. We've got another feedback from Hannah-Lee Nicholson. They're saying excellent, useful information. Thank you. Busima Vuya, another word of thanks for the presentation. And she says, it's very clear and empowering, which is what we like to hear. It means we've done our job today. And there are some questions coming in on the Q&A, first of which from Andy Lenzubane, and they're saying, may you please repeat how to filter the grade versus the graph? And IK, while you are trying to go back there on the slides, there's also some questions here from Shirley Dunn. My feedback form does not submit. I think she's talking to the feedback form as far as the polls is concerned. And then she also has another question, clear instructions. Data for our school is still not available. I remember Shirley Dunn, actually I did the thing that was wrong with her school there. Shirley, I'll be sure to go check back and see where we were there. I do remember the data in your school not showing well. This was escalated. I'll just check with help to see where they are with that. But Shirley, if you still want to, just for the sake of formality, you want to send another email, we'd appreciate it if you did that. But either way, we will give that another check. And if I can just be allowed to make a note of that quickly, IK, while you respond to the question on repeating the part about filtering.
All right, just to clarify, Musa, is it the filtering or the bar graph? So I can really know where to go.
It really sounds to me like she understood the bar graph, but she actually wants to just see the filtering of the grade one more time. That's my interpretation. If I'm incorrect, please just let us know there, Andile. But that would be my assumption, okay, to
All right.
say, sounds like she got the graph part. It's the filtering part that she just needs to see again.
All right. Thank you so much, Musa. So I'm just going to go through the filtering one more time. And it's a very good thing that you reached out and you let me know. So I'm just going to go. So when you download this report, right? Immediately you download it. The first thing is highlighting it from end to end. Remember when I did the live demonstration, I scrolled right to make sure it's at the end. Now, after you've highlighted it, and there are two columns here, right? We have ones that have the failed, retained, and all that, but this is the one we need because this is the one that has all the subnames. Now, immediately you do this, the next thing you need to do is you click on data, right? You've highlighted this data. After you click on data, you click on filter. Immediately you click on filter, you will see this this downward arrow popping out, all of them on the different columns, the subnames columns. Now, immediately you click this filter, you would have just this out. Now, once you have this out, you can now filter by grade, right? You click on this grade thing immediately. You click on it, you deselect everything and you click on the grade. And I'm going to ask you to permit me to stop. I am just looking at the time. Okay, I'm going to ask you to permit me to stop sharing here, and I'm just quickly going to go to the live graph just to make sure you understand what I have just done here. And I'm going to go straight to the live graph and I'm going to share, right? And what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to click on this and I'm going to go back to sorry, this is what we have. Exactly what I've just done. Here, remember, there are actually two lines. Remember, I cannot click here because I'm doing something else. Remember what I said, click the below one here. Make sure you are highlighted end to end. And that is what I have here, end to end. That is what I have here. Now, once you've done this, remember what I said. I said data.
Ike, you seem to have silenced yourself there by accident, sir.
Oh, sorry. Thank you so much, Musa. So highlight here, data from data filter. Now, when you do filter, you go to the grade. Now, based on this, I just want to see grade 8. I don't want all this information. Click here. First thing, you click on select all. You are deselecting everything. I click on grade 8 alone. Select. All I am seeing here is grade 8. Then your analysis starts. I hope I was able to explain this to you. Thank you so much. I would stop sharing and I would go back to the slides.
Okay, thank you for that answer. I also do want to urge us that there's no expectation for us to be masters at this immediately. The intention is to go back to the recording and go back to the slides and try it out using real data in your situation so that it's applicable. I'm just gonna see here in the chats area, IK, there's some comments as well, some more words of thanks from Mohammed, and he's saying a very well presented webinar. There should be more of this. Mohammed, I do want to let you know, remind you that we actually have at least one session done twice in a week. And if you're not getting those invites, I do want to urge you to go to our website and you'll be able to register even though we didn't get an official invite, because sometimes we are very specific about who we want in the room, and maybe that's why you don't always get them. But we do them every week, and we're going to continue to do them every week. We'd love to see you on the next one. Another word of thanks from Buiseni. Presentation was concise to the point. If I can master the creation of the bar graph, and I'm sure it's something that we will repeat in other reports that actually speak to the budgets, as we've done with filtering until we feel like we know it very well. Andile Tsubane is thanking you there for the redoing of that filtering point. Seems we were correct, IK, that's what he needed. Fatima Peterson, can you please email me the recording Of course, we will Fatima, the same way you got the invite here is the same way that you'll get the recording no more than or no less than 2 days from now. Sorry, no more than 24 hours from now. So colleagues, thank you for that. Another word of thanks from Chantel, just thanking for the presentation, and Fatima thanking us because we've actually reached out to her. IK, I don't see any other pertinent question, and I do see we are extremely over time. I'll leave to you to close the session.
All right, thank you so much, Musa. And colleagues, thank you so much. Remember, a lot has been put into this to make sure that you understand. Now, colleagues, I have played my part. You need to also play your part. We are going to be sending you the pack. Please go back, download the report and practice. Remember, all this that we have learned, we spent an hour plus here, all this will not go to waste unless we go back and we actually practice. So please go back. And as my colleague Musa said, you are not expected to be gurus immediately. Continuous practice takes you there. We'll be continuing. We can see that we received the good feedback with the bar graph. So we'll be including it in our subsequent Triple D dashboard report series. I want to thank each and every one of you. I know you're actually very busy people, but I want to thank you so much for making our time to join us. And we listen to you. So please, if you have someone suggested it, a couple of people suggested the bar graph, and I can see it's well received. So please be open, suggest, let us know, because we would not know if you don't speak to us. That's why we're very open to say, what would you want us to do? So we would actually take it step by step. But I want to thank each and every one of you for taking our time to join us today. Please, if you feel this is very informative, share the link to your colleagues in other schools, in other provinces, other districts, so we can actually have everyone here learning. I want to also thank my colleagues, Musa and Yankee, that is invincible, but I know he is here. I want to say thank you so much, colleagues, for making sure that we are here week in, week out, because there's a whole lot of work that is done behind the scene, and these gentlemen take our time to do this. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, my colleagues. See you here tomorrow, same platform, same time. Thank you so much. It's bye from me. Over to you, Musa.
Thanks, everyone. Goodbye until we see you in the next one.